Today we are not going live because the topic that we are addressing today, a funny story. Last time I spoke about this homosexuality, it was going live and our live was cut off and we were suspended for a whole week for talking about that. So that's the reason why we're just going to record and maybe cut some selections. We are not going live today. Today's story is the story of Prophet LUT alayhi salam. Prophet LUT. We mentioned yesterday, towards the end of the story of Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam. Prophet Ibrahim, towards the end of his life, only his immediate family and his nephew LUT alayhi salam believed in him. And even some of his travels, LUT as a young man was going with him. After he passed away in Palestine, LUT alayhi salam was appointed as a prophet. He was the next prophet, right after Ibrahim alayhi salam. So LUT was sent to a city known as Sodom. And this was a small city in the area of what we know as Palestine today, and close to the Dead Sea. LUT alayhi salam was sent to this particular people. Why? Because they had a fahisha, an evil wrongdoing that they involved themselves in. What happened was, before Ibrahim passed away, and the three angels came to visit him, Mikael, led by Jibril alayhi salam, they came to visit Ibrahim. And Ibrahim offered a big feast. He was a generous man, Kareem. Offered a big feast, slaughtered animals and everything. They were having a nice dinner. But these angels would not eat, because angels don't eat, they don't drink. They said, Ibrahim, no, we're not going to eat. Ibrahim got worried a little bit. Why don't you eat? He got scared a little bit. They said, we are angels. We're sent by Allah to give you good news, glad tidings of a son who will be born, a knowledgeable son. So in fact, it was these three angels who came and gave Ibrahim the good news that he was going to have another son. And after they gave him the good news, they said, we are going to another city to visit your nephew, who is a prophet, LUT alayhi salam. When they arrived in the city, LUT alayhi salam welcomed them in his house. But what was the wrongdoing going on at that time in that city is that men were marrying men. The men were not interested in marrying women, but men were actually marrying other men. This started with the people of LUT. It never started before. During the time of Ibrahim, during the time of Nuh, during the time, no other prophet, no other people knew such an evil act. But unfortunately, during this time, this evil act started. LUT alayhi salam told his people that I'm a messenger from Allah. I have come to you, and I'm someone who's trusted. Therefore, listen to me and fear Allah. Listen to me and fear Allah. I do not want any reward from you, no salary, no payment. The only salary, the only payment I expect is from Allah. They made fun of him. They said, LUT, what do you want? We are interested in men. This is what we want. We don't want women, we want men. So you want to stop us from doing this? We are going to chastise you. We are going to kick you out of the city, you and your family, because you're bothering us. LUT alayhi salam said, I have my daughters. If you want, you can marry them. So when these three visitors came, LUT hosted them in his own house. Remember, they are angels. The reason why they came is only to destroy the people. That's why they came. To destroy the city completely. So when Lut alayhi salam had them in his house as guests, they would not eat or drink because they are angels. The people of the city, they started to have these rumors that Lut, this man who's telling us not to marry other men, he has some beautiful, some handsome guest in his house. And who spilled the beans? It was his wife. His wife. His wife was not a believer. Lut was a believer. His daughters were believers, but his wife was not a believer. So she was encouraging these evil acts. She was encouraging the evil acts. Every time there was some guest in the city, she would go and tell other men that there are some handsome men who have come in the city. So go and approach them. But Lut was trying to prevent her from going out. And some of the historians said she would burn fire. If there was some guest, she would burn fire. And the smoke would come up. And the people in the city would realize, oh, Lut has some guests. Let's go to the house. So they came to the door, banging on the door, saying, Lut, we heard you have some visitors, some handsome men, 3 of them. We want to be with them. We don't. Lut can say, no, I have daughters. You can marry them if you want. And leave my guests alone. Do not humiliate me. Leave my guests alone. They started shouting and yelling and screaming, no, we want the man. We don't want women, we want the man. This is such a nasty, disgusting. And that is the reason why homosexuality is one of the worst sins in Islam. Whether it is between men and men or women and women, it's all the same. It is one of the worst sins. That is why as Muslim men, young men, we try to encourage you to be manly, to be rijal, true men. You know, it is unfortunate, but as time goes, men are becoming more and more feminine. Men are becoming weaker and weaker. And if we are trying to forbid you guys nowadays, don't have braids, it's not for men. Don't have earrings, it's not for men. Don't have this, it's not. Be a real man, look like a man. Because this is how things start little by little. You think braids are okay. You put braids. We'll continue tomorrow, inshallah.